Good evening. I am the official adjudicator for this, the 2025 Takodah Coin Toss Tourney! No, I'm not. Sorry. I'm Doug Smith, former Takodah camper, cabin leader, LCL, division head, Nature Nook director, kitchen crew member, and maintenance man. Although nowadays, I'm mostly known as the guy who comes in to play Dungeons and Dragons with the kids on Super Tuesday, and I'm fine with that. But Sarah's asked me to help start off Takodah Week with some thoughts regarding Memory Monday and the subject of knowledge. In the past, I've been called on to do the Candle of Knowledge at candlelight a disturbingly disproportionate number of times. Not sure why. Must be the hat. But in any case, I figured I'd provide a little list of the things that I learned at Camp Takodah, specifically over a considerable number of summers. So here goes. Things I learned at Camp Takodah. Archery. In my first summer, I was desperate to get a bow in my hands the moment I learned that it was offered, and I lucked out because I was able to get into the sign-up line in time. Had to run for it. I had my first shot at the archery range in what is now the parking lot next to B Field. Things have changed a bit since then. But let's see, other things. Leatherworking and candle making, both in Hobby Nook. I still have the belt that I made. I hammered the little images into the soft leather, and I've never stopped making candles as special gifts for friends. Dungeons and Dragons, of course. I learned to play for the first time in Cabin 10 with my leader Hugh. I was absolutely hooked from day one, and now I kind of feel like I've paid that forward a couple hundred times, I think. I learned to paddle a canoe and how to make it tip over. I also learned that the squishy bottom of the lake is not that gross, or not to say a bad thing to touch with your toes. I learned, an enormous encyclopedic catalog of camp songs and cheers that came home with me and are still some of my favorite earworms, even today. Sometimes I'll just belt out, I want to stay at Camp Takodah or Yellow Submarine without warning. I learned that peanut butter and jelly and a bottle of water is the most perfect food at the top of Mount Monadnock when you're absolutely starving. I learned that your lifelong friends can come from absolutely anywhere. Acton, Bermuda, Harrisville, Mexico, Spain, Australia, England, Samoa. I learned to be loud. I was a pretty quiet kid, but I also found that sometimes people would listen to my ideas if I put them forth, and camp is a great place to try that out. So I learned some of my ideas worth listening to. I also learned to be quiet and listen to others. Also sometimes to listen for others, like say night duty after lights out. I learned skills in the kitchen and Maytents that are incredibly valuable for anyone. I learned teamwork and planning as a leader, and also the joy of winging it when plans fall apart, as they will inevitably do. I got to learn every trail on campgrounds, so I could walk them with my eyes closed. I learned just about every plant and berry that I could that could be eaten on campgrounds, and also how to do things like start campfires with a magnifying glass, well as a match sometimes. I learned how to help a crying kid. Honestly, I even learned how to help a crying adult. I learned that the differences between us are actually to be celebrated, and that if I can help someone, I should help. I think probably the most important lesson is that I learned there's always going to be more to learn, and I'm absolutely grateful for everything camp has taught me. Camp shaped me more than any other source of knowledge in my history. Not high school, not college, camp. So, I hope your week at camp is an amazing one, filled with joyous good times. Whether you know it or not, you're going to learn stuff too, and that knowledge will stick with you for years, whether you know it or not. So, see you around, Takodians. Take care.